praise is their ability to respect other people, may it be teammates, opponents, officials, or even their fans. So to give credit where credit is due, here are some of the most emotional and beautiful moments of respect in sports that deserve a round of applause. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First, we look at PAPOU, a Sambo fighter from Belarus who may have bagged the gold medal at the European Games in Baku, but he is remembered for something even more amazing. The bout ended with a hard-to-watch and excruciating exchange between PAPOU and home favorite Emil Gasimov. Emil suffered an extreme injury in his foot before PAPOU practically forced him to tap out. After a brief moment of celebration, PAPOU noticed that his opponent was still on the floor, clutching his foot in pain. Instead of walking away to bask in the glory of his big win, PAPOU approached Emil and carried him off the mat, gaining wild applause from the audience. This gesture of respect is hard to forget, and one that is sure to be remembered for years to come. In this next video, you'll see Cristiano Ronaldo's heartwarming response to a bunch of Brazilian kids requesting for hugs before he plays against Ghana. Earlier, Lionel Messi also passed by these adorable kids, but unfortunately, he didn't notice them asking for his attention. Luckily, another superstar was there, and CR7 was only too happy to dish out cuddles for these little kids. This goes to show just how much the soccer star respects the people who believe and look up to him. Check out his massive smile on his face while embracing the children. Wherever these kids end up in life, I'm sure they'll never forget that one time Ronaldo spared a moment to stoop down and hug them. If this next clip isn't the cutest little hockey fan ever, then I don't know who is. Canadian player Jordan Tutu seems to think the same, since he totally stopped in his tracks to have a little talk with his tiny fan. The kid offers the cutest high five, and even though a respectable high five back would have been enough to make this kid's day, Tutu decided to give him something he can always treasure, the very stick he used in the recently concluded game. This moment of absolute respect makes us so emotional to this day. I mean, just look at how happy the athlete made this little boy. Do you even remember the last time you felt this degree of euphoria in your life? Next is that time Novak Djokovic bonded with his ball boy. If you're a fan of the world champion, I'm sure you've seen this clip 1,000 times, but I bet you'll agree that it'll never get old. First, Novak rearranges his stuff to make space for the lad. Then he gestures for him to sit down and join him. At first, the kid thought Djokovic just wanted full umbrella coverage, but lo and behold, the tennis star took that umbrella from him. Djokovic also got him and his buddy a drink, and the two just totally chilled out on the sidelines. Novak must have noticed the young man working hard on a hot summer day, so he decided to express his respect. Next is another tennis player who didn't think twice about jumping over the net when his opponent fell to the ground in pain. That's Bulgarian player Grigor Dimitrov, showing his utmost respect for Kyle Edmund at the Brisbane International back in 2018. The British player suddenly suffered an ankle injury in the middle of their match, and Dimitrov wasted no time to check if he was okay. His urgent response showed us just how much he cared for the guy on the other side of the net, and because of this, Edmund was able to receive immediate help and even finish the match. Although Dimitrov ended up taking the win, we're sure Kyle couldn't thank the guy enough for his show of respect and care. When Grigor was interviewed about this post-game, he simply said, "At the end of the day, health above all." Now we're going to look at Juan Mata, who is an overall class act both on and off the court. Now normally, making your team shuttle wait while you attend to personal matters is considered bad manners, but not this time. You see, there's a very good reason why Mata was lagging behind. He spotted a young fan in a wheelchair waiting around where the United team were assembling before heading to the hotel. Even though the team was in a rush, Mata couldn't pass up the opportunity to interact with such an amazing fan. So he gave the little boy a hug, shook the father's hands as if to congratulate him for raising such a fine young man, and took a selfie with the young boy before moving on. You have to respect the guy for this. Surely his teammates didn't mind waiting a few extra minutes because of it. Next up is Zach Randolph, who took off his shirt for his biggest little fan with Down syndrome. Will Furlong doesn't meet many strangers, because once he gets to know them, they're sure to be best of friends. So when the little boy got the chance to watch his favorite NBA team, the Memphis Grizzlies, play against the Oklahoma City Thunder up close and personal, Will made sure it counted. When Will saw his ultimate favorite Zach Randolph near the stands, he started running off at full speed towards the NBA player, trying to catch his attention. But luckily, this brazen move did not go unnoticed by the Grizzlies player. Zach recalls seeing this little boy with a headband shouting his name. Will then proceeded to point at Zach's shirt, and the big man happily obliged. It should be pointed out that Zach was never aware the cameras were on him when he did this. It was really out of the goodness of his heart. Since then, Will has become a famous Grizzly fan, earning even the adoration of Vince Carter and Marc Gasol. Coming in next is UFC Championship star Diego Sanchez, who made one of his fans' dreams into reality after challenging him to a fight in the octagon for the very first time. This fan was Isaac the Shermanator Marquez, who also had Down syndrome. Sanchez and Marquez actually struck an interesting friendship after bumping into each other at the Jackson Wink MMA Academy gym in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Marquez was a really big fan of mixed martial arts, so much so that he posed with the UFC belt in the gym and posted this on Instagram saying he wanted to be just like Diego Sanchez. Of course, the UFC champion saw it and announced that Marquez will be making his MMA debut against him at Isleta Casino. The crowd was packed and cheered for the underdog, who claimed victory via submission after putting the UFC fighter in an armbar. Sanchez tells the media that he just wanted Isaac to keep on fighting and working out to stay fit and healthy. Now that's a champion. Usain Bolt is next, and is no longer the fastest man in the world, after he was finally bested by his rival, American sprinter Justin Gatlin, in the 100-meter race of the IAAF World Championships in London 3 years ago. Gatlin finished first at 9.92 seconds, then Christian Coleman came in at second, with Bolt trailing behind at 9.95 seconds. This loss came after Bolt suffered an injury to his hamstring at the 4x100 meter relay the previous day. In fact, Bolt was not even able to finish that race. Despite being greeted with a hail of boos during the awards ceremony, Gatlin made sure to pay tribute to the Jamaican racer, bowing to him, and said that he is still the greatest racer in the world. Next is another tennis superstar. We have the great Roger Federer, letting this young lad score one against him. Fed and Dimitrov were playing a friendly exhibition game at Madison Square Gardens when Grigor made things more exciting by pulling a random boy to substitute for him. Now, this boy had obviously played before, and Roger respected him enough to play serious tennis with him. Now, no one could have seen this coming, but this random boy who subbed for Dimitrov volleyed a perfect lob and actually scored one past Roger. Both professional players could not believe their eyes when this young man did what he did. As the arena exploded to applause, you can just see the mutual respect growing among the three players in the field. Now, this list would not be complete without David Beckham's tear-jerking goodbye to PSG and to the world of professional football in 2013. He was surrounded by his teammates on the field when Coach Carlo Ancelotti decided to substitute him in the 81st minute of the match against Brest, knowing full well that they had already had a victory at 3-1. The crowd rose to its feet as the former England captain began his walk off the pitch as a pro soccer player for the last time. With this match, Beckham ended his 21-year career at 38 years old. Beckham said he wanted to leave as a champion, and that he did. In fact, with PSG winning the league title in that year, David became the first British player to win the championship in 4 different countries: Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Los Angeles Galaxy. And after the final whistle, the entire PSG team lifted Beckham off the ground and repeatedly tossed him in the air as a gesture of his job well done. The next one is the time when Angelique Kerber won her first Wimbledon title against Serena Williams. As expected, it was an intense matchup, but it was clear that Kerber was performing way better than Williams, who was just at her 4th game since giving birth to her daughter Olympia in the same year. But of course, during a match, a true athlete shows no mercy. Kerber dominated the game and finished the match in 2 straight sets. Just take a look at how Angelique reacted when Serena made a fatal error, which became Kerber's match point of the tournament. Yep, she could not believe she had won and collapsed to the ground in tears. Stone-faced amid her defeat, Serena calmly walked up to her rival just to give her a warm embrace. And lastly, we have the incredible bond between the Sunderland AFC and their 6-year-old mascot, Bradley Lowry. Bradley and the Sunderland team shared plenty of amazing moments, but the little kid's 6th and final birthday party was definitely the one we won't be able to forget. You see, the Sunderland fan-turned-mascot was terminally ill because of his battle against neuroblastoma, but instead of letting the little boy spend his first few days as a 6-year-old in the hospital, the entire Sunderland team, his family, and other supporters gave him a big bash. Yep, the whole cricket pitch of Bradley's village in Blackhall, County Durham was complete with fire eaters, a fun fair, a marquee, jugglers, and even stilt walkers. Bradley's best friend Jermaine Defoe and Sunderland goalie Vito Manone were in attendance for the delayed celebration after Lowry had to spend his actual birthday in the hospital for his treatment. Unfortunately, just barely 2 months later, Bradley threw in the towel and succumbed to his illness. But his story will remain in the hearts of football fans worldwide, and especially in Defoe himself. So there you have some of the most emotional and beautiful moments of respect in sports. Thanks for watching the video.